So I'm gonna go same side sleeve, cross side elbow, and I'm gonna start bringing my knees forward to my chest and then bring his arm cross body. When the person on top feels this, they wanna bring their arm back. So see how he pulled back? I'm gonna use this momentum of him pulling, and I'm gonna sit up with him. So as he pulls, I sit up, and you're gonna see my right hand come under the elbow, and you're also gonna see my left hand punch his wrist towards his belt. So all this happens at the same time. As I pull, he pulls back, and I feed the wrist to the belt, and I pull forward on the elbow and tricep. So I'm gonna move my body away so everybody can see the grip, but this is what I want. Punch the wrist toward the belt, pull the elbow and tricep forward. This counter pressure creates a really powerful hook that I can hang on to for the arm drag grip. So once I've set up and fed that grip, I'm gonna stay close to Mark, and I'm gonna tip my knees forward and break his posture. I'm gonna bring him down toward the mat. It's very hard for the person to posture up from this position. The next thing I wanna do is I wanna move my hip past his elbow. Okay, so think of these as two lines. I have my hip line, you have his elbow line. A lot of people, when they arm drag, they try to bring the elbow past the hip line. They try to move it across the body. I think it's much easier, much more realistic, especially against bigger people, to put your foot on the mat and move your hip past the elbow line by moving out to the side with the hip escape. It works really well. So as soon as I get here, the thing I'm worried about the most is him recovering his elbow position, him moving that elbow past my hip line again. So in order to prevent that, I'm gonna let go of his sleeve, I'm gonna bring my chest close to his shoulder, and I'm gonna hold his lat muscle. Now you can grab the actual lat muscle, you can grab fabric, you can even grab the lapel if it's out. But I wanna stay very, very close to his shoulder, bowing my sternum into his shoulder. So as I bow my sternum into his shoulder, it also provides me with an opportunity to windshield wipe my bottom elbow out to the side and build up. And the next thing I'd like to do is I'd like to build up to my right hand, but all of my weight is on my right elbow right now. So what I'll need to do is unlock my guard. I want to pedal this outside leg and use that pedaling momentum to build up to my right hand. Once I'm up on my right hand, I'm going to try to acquire a better grip on the fabric if possible. If you can't, it's fine. Just hold the lat muscle. And then I'm going to stay based on my hand. I'm going to put my back foot on the mat, and I'm going to get into a technical standing base. So if Mark moved away from me right now, you would see hand on the mat, opposite foot on the mat, bottom leg sort of straight. I'm in a perfect technical standing base right now. So I'm gonna elevate my hip. I'm gonna use this base to freely rotate around his body, and I'm gonna try to put my first hook in. Now, when you do this, sometimes your hook drops in, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on a lot of things. How tight your opponent is playing, how big or small they are. Right now, I've got a body hook in, which is half of a body triangle, and I can still absolutely take the back from this position. So what I'd like to do is hang on to that lat muscle grip, whatever I have. I'm gonna put my left foot on the mat. I'm gonna move away from Mark, and then after I've moved away from him a little bit, I'm gonna bring him along for the ride. I'm gonna drag him into my lap. So I go from here to here. And you see this bottom arm shoot through, already thinking about putting my seatbelt in. And then of course I wanna get that last hook in, that top hook, to secure my back control and get my 4 points.